pedals make up all the time. We got some VRS. It's not easy to get that 100%. All right, the two most important things that you need to step up your driving is a strong chassis and a good brake pedal. We upgraded. Josh upgraded again. Now we have
the Apex Vision family upgraded.
Now we have VRS pedals. The Sprints got moved upstairs to to George's rig. We're gonna do a video comparing these to the Sprints upstairs. Now you had the Sprints what, 2 years, a year?
And we had the Sprints for just over a year, probably about a year and a half, something like that. And the thing about the Sprints are they're fantastic pedals. They're quite amazing pedals. I wanted to try something different other than an elastometer. I wanted to try this spring system, and originally I was going to upgrade to Heuskinveld Ultimates, but I sat there and I looked at the price of them with tax and everything, and they were around $1,500 bucks. So I didn't really want to spend the amount of money that I spent on the Semi-Cube itself on pedals. So I looked up in the forums and I wanted to see what the new pedals were and what everyone was using, and everyone was like, VRS pedals are the way to go in my opinion. And I looked up a couple of reviews and they actually competed with the Ultimates. Not the Sprints, but again, the Ultimates. And at a cost of almost the Sprints. I think these pedals are 100 or 200 bucks more than the Heuskinveld Sprints. So I think I paid 700 something for the 3 pedal set for the Sprints. This came out to 8 or 9, I can't remember. And I will tell you, in my opinion, these pedals, they were right. These pedals are worthy. It is now recording.
Alright, so part 1 of the video, drive the iRacing Acura GTP car while we figure out which is best. Gonna get some B-roll, just get some laps with the pedals, and then me and Josh will sit down and talk about pros and cons and all of that.
That worked pretty well. See how the gas pedal is smoother though? It's smoother, but it doesn't go as far. And I can't tune that.
Oh shit. Just spent some time with the VRS pedals on iRacing. Now we're gonna do it on the Assetto Corsa 911 RSR, and then we're gonna go back upstairs to do the Sprints, and I will give my final verdict with Josh in a second. Okay, so I did a good 40-50 minute session just now.
Probably around there.
With the VRS pedals.
And a mix of different titles. iRacing.
We did
AC.
iRacing and Assetto, and we mixed it up as far as cars go.
Yep.
And my first impression is they're really tall. They're really tall, but I was able to do the threshold and trail brake a lot more.
And I have it set. First of all, the pedals are obviously taller than the Sprints, but I have it set to the adjustability on those pedals are like Sprints adjustability is insane.
Mm-hmm.
These pedals are another step, in my opinion, over Sprints. I can adjust literally every tiny thing that I want to. So I adjusted, if this is the pedal, this is the pedal face, I adjusted it to match the curvature of the pedal just a little bit, because I got long feet, and also I use driving shoes whenever I drive, so it kind of extends that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you might notice that these are even taller than you might have expected. Because if you look at that pedal plate, it's just the curvature of it that I raised. So.
And with that being said, one of the cool things, if you know people that have higher end setups, you will get an entirely different experience versus driving it at a show. So if you go to something and you kind of make buddies and you're thinking about spending that money, it's always good to build friendship with people so you can come hang out and try stuff like this before you spend your money. But I was able to trail brake better, and one of the things I noticed, I'm not the best at trail braking, but I felt like this particular setup, I'm able to get that percentage and come off slower. Because the thing that's weird about it is, like, elastometers.
I was literally about to ask that.
It's stiff and it pushes back
because it's made of rubber.
And then, or you do like, so at my house I have stiffer elastometers, but I always run the softest spring so I can trail brake. But with this, there's no
elastometers.
The margin of 100% being able to do like 98 to 96.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
It's a completely different feeling, let me tell you, than an elastometer. So elastometers, in my opinion, the way the squish happens on an elastometer is it's a completely different feeling than a compression of a spring coming back and hitting you back whenever you're lifting your foot. So because of that compression of the spring, I feel like I can trail brake a little easier, like you said. And the other thing is that when my foot starts to come off of that spring, it's a nice slow come off sometimes. I feel like, and this is just in my opinion and my experience with elastometers, because of the way they're made of rubber, I feel like I can't slow.
You kind of get to that
point, and it starts to bite back and compress out a little more. So then the pedal starts to come out a little faster than you expect. And again, that's just my opinion. That's just totally mine. But with this spring, because it's a compression, and the spring is made to withstand so many tolerance, it literally, I can sit there and compress it, and then slowly let off. So
how was the unboxing experience?
Yeah, so you know what's really funny about these pedals is that I will tell you that the Sprint unboxing experience was a little bit better. And not to say that these were bad. So the Sprints, the way they came in the box and the way you unwrapped them, it was pretty sick. This one, they were kind of just in a box, in a cardboard box, in styrofoam with some stuff on top of it, which is fine. Like, I don't expect anything crazy.
I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt because
they're a new company too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, they're newer to making
hardware, correct?
But I'll take that with a grain of salt because at a certain point you get used to opening a higher level of stuff, and
right.
Probably the breaking point for you was that DD1 with that blue carbon.
Yeah, that DD1 was insane. You know what's funny? So my best unboxing experiences have been probably the DD1. Actually, no, dude. The Semi-Cube might have been crazy, just in comparison to the DD1. They're both up there, bro. But that Cube Controls wheel, man. That Cube wheel was such a good unboxing for me that I had to make a TikTok on the unboxing experience.
And while I'm over here today, we're actually going to do a full sim rig tour, walk around video. That'll come out later this week. Yeah, so back on topic. I think as you get used to opening nicer stuff and elevating to that higher level, the Sprints, like at the time, that was like, oh,
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, yeah.
But I think the craziest thing to me with these pedals, and it's mind blowing to me, is You went 3 seconds quicker at Laguna when you got these pedals. Now, mind you, you expect that with non-assisted cars, right?
Right.
What do you think it was that made you that much faster with a GT3 car? Because I mean, the thing about GT3 is you have assist, so like in theory, even though I got pedal flex, I should be able to get it to that, you know, get to 98% of what the car is capable of. What do you think it was that gave you that confidence to go that much quicker? And this was in ACC,
yeah.
Laguna Seca 720. But,
Evo,
yeah, go ahead and.
So, you know what? The throttle pedal on this is smooth. The way they angled the spring, I think everyone who first sees the throttle pedal, they're like, hey, why is the spring angled like that? And why isn't it straight? However, the reason why they did that is so they have no metal movement pieces contacting on each other. If you look at the Sprints, if I remember correctly, the Sprints have metal on metal contact to a certain extent, which is fine. That's how they were designed. But I think VRS went and said, well, we don't want any metal on metal contact. Now, the throttle pedal is smoother, much smoother. And you know me, I love a throttle pedal that's smooth to where I can control everything. I can hit that throttle 20%, 30%, 31.2%. That's how smooth that throttle pedal is.
Yeah.
Along with that, though, the braking and me not able to exceed that 90 to 95% threshold in a turn unless I'm really stepping on it to where it's uncomfortable. I think that in combination with the gas pedal just made me see how I was messing up or how I wasn't braking correctly on some turns. Also, trail braking is key to getting faster. And these pedals instill a confidence in me that I haven't had in anything else. These pedals really instill confidence. I mean, like I told you on one of the people's videos that we watched, Suelo. With Suelo, he said that one of the hardest techniques that is to teach, and one of the last techniques that he teaches in his class, is the fact that to control the car and rotate more, you brake, but you start to enact oversteer to an extent to rotate the car more. It's not an uncontrolled oversteer. It is you purposefully controlling the oversteer to let the rear end of the car kick out more. I have realized that I have been doing that with these pedals in the Miata all week this week in iRacing. So all this week, I've been using that pedal, and I know exactly where the point is on the pedal, on the brake pedal, to start that oversteer so I can get around the corner.
And just to clarify, you didn't do any changes to the car between Sprints and the VRS.
So as a matter of fact, the fastest lap that I set on Laguna Seca was before the 1.9 update, or whatever the update was that changed the tire model. The fastest lap that I ever set was before the tire model change.
The tire change, it kind of put us on our back foot.
It did, and I remember playing with
One of my
goodness,
Sean?
Sean, and Sean was telling me about the setups. Now Sean told me, about some of the setups that he uses and where he gets them from, and he was like, I just look up a video on YouTube, dude, and I do a setup. So let's say 4 months ago, I was using the same setup that I use today. So go lay down, Maverick, now.
Alright.
So 4 months ago, I was using the same setup that I was using the other day when I set the 3 seconds faster lap. But in combination with just the way that these pedals act, man, I mean, the only complaint I have about them right now is that the gas pedals throw is just a little short for me. That's it.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed.
That's it. I think the gas pedals throw is it's a little longer than the Fenitech pedals that I've ran on, but I think it's about there.
I think that was the difference between with so I own CSL Elite V2s. With the Sprints, I felt the throttle difference.
Right.
With these, the brake stands out.
That's what I'm. That's
And the other part, we didn't do a lot of clutch driving because we don't have a shifter, but the clutch felt different.
The clutch feels different too. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Last question: was it worth it?
Yes, but however, if I were to do it all over again, I would just go straight to these.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve, guys, with this sim stuff. You know, it's a big learning curve. Okay, you don't just sit there and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go from my wheel stand pro to a TR160, or I'm gonna go from a T300 RS to a SimiCube 2 Pro. Like, that's not what you do. You know, you take little by little and you take little steps, right?
And I think,
as you guys have seen throughout the years on this channel, I've taken a little bit bigger than small steps, but I've been getting there and there more and more, right?
Yeah.
So, again, I'm a big fan of buy once, cry once. If you had to buy one set of pedals right now that I personally have ran on, I have used, the Sprints are fantastic. They're great. They're great pedals. I love the Sprints. Did I need to upgrade to these? No. They're absolutely not. The Sprints are probably the last set of pedals that you would ever need as like a casual person.
I think.
But if you want to get into, like me, I do this stuff every day. I drive on the rig almost every day. I have fun with the rig. It's my release. It's the way that I have fun with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
These are the last pedals that I will ever need. Ever.
All right. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do me a favor so that I know you made it to the end of the video. Comment just a real quick breakdown of what your ideal setup would be.
Yeah,
be
sure.
it drifting, GT, and kind of what setup you would run. Like, are you just the type to do Fanatic, or just leave a comment so I know you made it to the end.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. Next video we're doing is we're actually going to do a walk around, talk about where he's at now from where he was, and answer some questions along the way. I'll leave a link down below. Actually, I'll tag his page. So if you guys want to check out his content, you can do that. Apex out.
Peace.